Whoa, welcome back, my friends, to another unsolicited and uneducated football analysis by your friend David Valentin. What's been going on with Orlando City as of late? Well, Orlando City just collected 3 points on the road for their second win of the season after defeating DC United last night on a game that a lot of people call an ugly win. I honestly can tell you there's not such thing. 3 points are 3 points, especially on the road. In MLS, when you go to somebody else's house and you smash them and you take 3 points, that's gold because you're expected to win at home every single time. So, with that said, as of now, Orlando City officially has been sold to the Will family. In case you have been unaware of this, the Will family, they are worth $5 billion. They own the Minnesota Vikings of the NFL. They made the attempts to be able to purchase Minnesota United and bring them along into MLS. They lost that battle. They own a minority stake with Nashville SC, which they will obviously be forced to sell in order to be admitted into the league as full-fledged owners of Orlando City. Flavio Augusto da Silva, the former owner, put out a press release stating, well, this is happening, this is true, da, 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 da. I have to say that we owe him a debt of gratitude because he took a team in the minor leagues and transformed it. He paid for the fee to get into MLS. He paid for the stadium. And he did a lot of things that as fans we should be very thankful for. Unfortunately, he did not have the money to put us forward into a championship style team. And what I mean with that is in this league, it takes money to create a roster that is going to be able to compete and to win. You need a little bit of luck, you need a little bit of money, and you need a little bit of talent in order to lift the MLS Cup, for sure. With that said, Orlando City will be returning this coming up Saturday to Orlando. It's going to be facing Toronto. Interesting is that Toronto's been playing their home games out of Orlando, so travel is not going to be a factor. Weather definitely is not going to be a factor here with Toronto, and it's the return of Dom Dwyer as part of Toronto FC. So we will have to see on that game. About what happened at DC. Well, I gotta tell you that it was a puppy special, 1-0. Mauricio Pereira doing what he does best, come up with clutch goals, and that's exactly what it was. Before the 10th minute, we nailed one in, and the rest of the game was a battle of time wasting, about a defensive battle. I feel that the man of the match definitely, in my opinion, has to be Pedro Galese, El Pulpo Galese. This guy kept us in the game. And to me, that is super important to have a goalkeeper that keeps us in games, that secures points versus spilling them like we had in the past. So I'm super excited about that. And lastly, before we go into the footage, I have to say that I just don't know as a fan what to do with myself because 5 games, we have not tasted defeat yet. We are second in the East. New England Revolution is ahead of us, but we have a game in hand over them. So, with that said, I think that This is a new era, and after years and years of losing, it once again feels like what it was like in the USL era. Finally, we can go to games and say, okay, we're gonna get points. And when we tie, it's a complete disaster to me versus before where ties were more than welcome. Daryl DK played with Barnsley today on the first leg of the playoffs against Swansea. They fell 1-0. Um, don't know what's going to happen with those guys. If they lose, Daryl DK will be here by the beginning of June. It has already been reported and announced that starting in June, no restrictions, full capacity at the stadium. And that's fantastic news because we have been under restrictions since August of last year. MLS is back, as you guys know, was without fans in the stands. So it will be the first time since opening day 2020 for us fans to have a full stadium, no restrictions. It's a very, very welcome news. So, with that said, let's go see how our boys did in the federal capital. And as always, vamos Orlando. All right, my friends. So this is Orlando City visiting DC United. Sunday night, DC United had a game Thursday, which they won. They come on short rest, and Orlando City was the heavy favorite. Orlando City attacked real fast, and for the first 10 minutes of the game, they were in control. Vicious crosses into the box. Fun fact, the DC United goalkeeper was a loanee to Orlando City from Sporting Kansas City in 2013. And here comes the goal by Mauricio Pereira. Beautiful team goal. We split their defense. They did not know what was going on. And for Mauricio to score in front of a bunch of players with cement boots, it was gorgeous. It was a fantastic opportunity to showcase a man that definitely is super talented. A shame that he's not going to be with us next year as he plans to return to his home country of Uruguay. Still, we have not have found a suitable replacement for the man with the number 10, Kaká's old number. DC United, they were really angry after conceding that goal, and after that, the 10th minute, they just acted aggressively. I have to say they pepper our box. That to me should have been a send off with the studs up, but they allowed the play to continue. Um, Pedro Galese once again proving why he is the number one for Peru's national team and why he is a man that consistently performs for Orlando City. This man is on a roll with clean sheets so far this year. And not only that, he also Orlando City has conceded the fewest amount of goals in the league, I believe, right now. There's only two, and two that were completely preventable, preventable giveaways, in my opinion. So what happened here is DC United completely went berserk trying to find that equalizer, and the frustration and the tired legs got to them. And that also agitated their fan base, which threw trash on the pitch. Of course, Orlando City's fan base is not the one to speak about this subject, but the reality is that when you see fans acting like this and players acting like this, is a symptom of a losing mentality and their an inability to score and win games. I know 1-0 results are always frustrating because all you have to do is just score the one goal. But guess what? That goal never came in. Orlando City did a lot of time wasting. a lot of they made DC United chase the game beautifully, not to my liking, because in situations like this, all the other team has to do is score and boom, it's over. It's the 3 points are down the drain. But Orlando City definitely played the part. This play right there, I thought that was their best chance of the night. Nani has some moments of brilliance, unfortunately, missing by a few inches. This situation here that you're about to witness is the second half. The second half, DC, it was all DC United at that point. I'm not gonna cover the sun with one hand. DC United put out the big guns. They try to outsmart us at one point. We went five in the back. I mean, talking about parking the bus. But sometimes you have to do that, and they talk a lot of trash about, oh well, they're not good players, they're not a good team. Look at how all the things they did. But how can you think that you can hold a high moral ground when you have two trash bags of human beings in Felipe and Jamil Assad? Jamil Assad, in my opinion, is the dirtiest player worldwide. If I ever see him, I will have to fight him. I dislike Jamil Assad so much. And these people are like, oh, well, they were doing this, they were doing that. Well, Jamil Assad and Felipe wrote the book on time wasting and faking injuries. So, whatever. Um, this is a play that scared the crap out of me right here. And it appeared that this United was knocking at the door. But at this point is when our boys really perform with ice in their veins. And this is something that teams in the past for Orlando City were unable to perform. They were able to withstand attack after attack after attack, but eventually you will break them. And usually it was the goalkeeper making a bad decision coming out of his line, or committing, overcommitting, and giving up the goal. Um, this game really brought in a lot of Orlando City fans the fears of the past, because let's be honest, I don't think that we are completely out of that fear that we've had of losing these games. We have PTSD, collective PTSD, if you ask me. And the reality is that DC United is just showing what we used to be. This game to me was like in those movies where people like die, go to heaven, and they're shown what the world would be like without them or whatever. This was it. Orlando City commanded the game, commanded the clock, and put themselves in positions where it was DC United's prerogative to go find the goal. Here, this is very controversial because Nani was given a yellow card. We don't really know why. He was just basically trying to protect Perea from the barrage of beer that fell on the pitch, and from DC United players that wanted to, I guess, beat him up because they felt that his injury was fake, but whatever, man. And then this is not a PK. This is absolutely not a PK. They can kick and scream. That's not PK. Joy Desart's arm was welded to his torso. But again, desperate, trying to look for any excuse. We won. Get in. 3 points. We come back home. Toronto, I hope you're ready for us because we're coming to get ya.